The power didn't flicker, it didn't struggle, it just died. Everything, lights, phones, streetlights, even the hum you don't notice until it's gone. All of it just disappeared at once, and the silence that followed, that's what made it feel wrong. I stepped outside maybe 30 seconds after it happened. Whole street was black, not dim, not partial, just completely gone. No porch lights, no passing cars, no distant glow from the highway, just darkness. People started coming out of their houses one by one, like they always do when something's off. Phones in their hands, trying to get a signal, talking across yards, guessing. Transformer? Storm? City outage? But there was no storm, no wind, no reason. If you're hearing this right now, drop where you're from. I always wonder how far these stories reach. And seriously, thank you to everyone watching and supporting Insomniac. You're part of this with me. Back to it. About 10 minutes later, someone brought out an old radio. Battery-powered, crackling like it barely wanted to work. We all got quiet when it picked something up. Widespread grid failure, multiple states affected, remain inside, emergency services delayed. Then it cut out. Multiple states. That's when it stopped feeling like an outage and started feeling like something else. People went back inside after that. Fast, doors shut, locks clicked. That instinct hit everyone at the same time. Whatever this was, it wasn't small. I locked everything in my house. Front door, back door, windows, even checked the basement door twice. No signal on my phone, no updates, just that dead screen staring back at me. Time felt slower after that. No clocks, no background noise, just your own thoughts, getting louder. It must have been around midnight when the first thing happened. I heard a car, not loud, not normal, just rolling. I went to the front window and pulled the curtain back just enough to see. There was a car creeping down the street. No headlights, just coasting, like whoever was driving didn't want to be seen. It stopped right in front of my neighbor's house. Engine idling low. Driver door opened. A man stepped out, and even in the dark, something about him felt off. He didn't look around, didn't react to anything, just stood there for a second, then started walking. Slow, controlled, like he wasn't lost, like he was choosing. I watched him move house to house, not knocking, not calling out, just walking past them, checking. That's the only word I can use, checking. Then he stopped, right at my neighbor's driveway, and turned his head slightly, like he heard something. Then I saw it. The clothes, orange, dirty, worn, but still orange. And that's when it clicked. Earlier that day, before everything went dark, there had been something on the news, a transport, prisoners being moved, something about an accident. I didn't think much of it at the time, but standing there in the dark, watching that guy walk my street, it all came back at once. This wasn't just someone out late. This was someone who wasn't supposed to be out at all. I backed away from the window slowly. Didn't want him seeing me. Didn't want to give him anything. A few minutes passed. Then longer. I stayed quiet, listening. Then I heard it. Not from the front, from the side of the house. Footsteps. Slow. Crunching on gravel. Coming along the wall. I didn't move. Didn't breathe. The footsteps stopped, right outside the kitchen window. I could feel it. The presence. Just on the other side of the glass. Then something scraped lightly against the siding. Not loud. Just enough. Like fingers brushing across it. Then the voice, low, right there. I know you're in there. My entire body locked up. Because that wasn't a guess. That wasn't him checking. That was him knowing. I backed up slowly into the hallway, trying to stay quiet. The footsteps followed, matching me, step for step. From outside, he was tracking me, through the walls. I grabbed the first thing I could reach, a knife from the kitchen, not because I thought it would help, just because I needed something in my hand. The footsteps stopped again, then silence. Then they moved away, back toward the street. I didn't move for a long time after that. Didn't sleep, didn't sit, just waited. Morning came slow, gray light creeping through the windows. I finally looked outside again. The street was empty, too empty. 3 houses had their front doors open, wide. No movement, no sound, just open. I stepped outside carefully. Everything felt wrong, still, heavy. I walked a little further down the street, toward the first open house. Didn't go inside, didn't need to. There were marks on the doorframe, scratches, low, like someone had been pulled or dragged. I backed away immediately. That's when I heard it again. Not close, but not far. Footsteps, slow, somewhere behind me. I turned, and there he was, standing in the middle of the street, looking straight at me, not moving, just watching. And this time, he smiled. Not big, not exaggerated, just enough to know. He remembered me. Let me ask you something. If the world went dark like that, and you knew someone like him was walking your street, would you stay and hide, or try to run before night came again? I shouldn't have been on that road that late. Everyone had already warned me. That mountain doesn't mess around when the weather turns. But it looked fine when I started driving. Clear sky, no wind, just a quiet road cutting up through the trees. I'd driven it before, plenty of times, so I didn't think twice. That was the mistake. About 20 minutes in, the temperature dropped, fast. You could feel it through the car, that sudden cold that doesn't feel natural. Then the snow started, out of nowhere, not light, not gradual, heavy. Thick flakes hitting the windshield so hard it looked like static. Within minutes, the road started disappearing, lines gone, edges gone, just white. If you're listening to this right now, where are you from? I always wonder how far these stories reach. And seriously, thank you for being here with Insomniac. All right, back to it. I slowed down, both hands on the wheel, trying to stay centered on what I thought was still the road. No other cars, no lights, nothing behind me, nothing ahead, just me and the storm. Then my GPS cut out, screen froze, then went black, no signal, no map, nothing. That's when it started feeling wrong, not just dangerous, wrong, like I wasn't supposed to be up there. The wind picked up next, hard, blowing snow sideways, shaking the car. I could barely see past the headlights. Then I saw something. At first I thought it was a sign, or a tree branch, something standing in the road ahead. I slowed down more, squinting through the snow. And that's when it moved, not fast, just shifted, like it was turning toward me. My stomach dropped immediately, because there's no reason for anyone to be standing on that road. Not in that storm, not at that time. I stopped the car, didn't get closer, didn't want to. The figure just stood there, barely visible through the snow, not waving, not reacting, just standing. Then, it took a step forward, slow, dragging through the snow, coming toward me. I threw the car into reverse immediately, didn't think, just reacted, backed up fast, tires slipping, sliding, trying to get distance. I looked in the mirror for half a second, and when I looked back, it was closer, way closer, like it had covered ground it shouldn't have been able to. I hit the brakes, heart pounding, trying to understand what I was seeing. Then it stopped, right at the edge of my headlights, close enough that I should have seen its face, but I couldn't. The snow moved around it, but never fully hit it, like it wasn't completely there. Then the engine sputtered, once, then again. I looked down. Fuel was low, lower than I thought, and just like that, I realized something. If that car died, I wasn't making it off that mountain, not in that cold, not in that storm. I looked back up, and it was gone. Completely gone. No footprints, no shape, nothing. Just snow. I didn't wait. I turned the car around as best I could, sliding, fighting the wheel, trying to get back down the road. But the road didn't look right anymore. Turns felt longer, straighter than they should have been, like I wasn't going the same way I came. Then the headlights flickered. Once, twice, and for a split second, I saw it again. Standing off the side of the road this time, watching. I didn't slow down, didn't stop, just kept driving. And that's when I realized something worse. There weren't just one of them anymore. There were more. Shapes, standing between the trees, along the road, all facing me, all still, like they'd been waiting. I don't remember getting off that mountain. I don't remember the road clearing, or the storm stopping. All I remember is finally seeing a gas station light in the distance. I pulled in hard, jumped out, ran inside. The guy behind the counter looked at me like I was crazy, said there hadn't been a storm all night. Clear skies, no wind, nothing. I didn't argue, didn't explain, just stood there trying to breathe. Then I looked back out at my car, and that's when I saw it. The hood, covered in handprints, frozen into the frost, like something had been holding onto the car, the whole way down. Let me ask you something. If you saw someone standing in the middle of a mountain road during a blizzard, would you stop or keep driving and hope you never see them again? I wasn't supposed to be on that road. At least, not the one I ended up on. I was just trying to get home. It was late. The kind of late where the road feels longer than it should and your headlights are the only thing keeping the world real. My phone was almost dead, so I plugged it in and let the GPS take over. Faster route available. That's what it said. Save 12 minutes. So I took it. The turn didn't feel wrong at first. Still paved. Still normal. But after a few minutes, the road started changing. Streetlights disappeared. Houses got farther apart. Then they were just gone. No driveways. No mailboxes. Nothing. Just road and trees. I kept driving. The GPS still showed the route, still told me I was on track. But something felt off. The road stretched longer than it should have. Turns didn't match what I remembered. And then I saw it. A mailbox. Old. Leaning to one side. Numbers barely visible on it. 1952. I didn't think anything of it at first. Just another house somewhere back in the trees. I passed it and kept going. A few minutes later, I saw it again. Same mailbox, same number, same dent on the side. I slowed down, looked in the mirror. Nothing behind me. No headlights, no cars, no sign I'd even been there before. I told myself I was tired, that I missed a turn or something, so I kept driving. Then I passed it again. Third time. Same spot, same mailbox. That's when I grabbed my phone. The GPS was still running, but the map wasn't moving. The arrow stayed in the same place no matter how far I drove, like I wasn't going anywhere. That's when the road changed again. The trees stopped. Just open land on both sides. Flat. Empty. No fences. No buildings. Just darkness stretching out forever. And then, I saw someone, standing in the middle of the road, far ahead. I slowed down immediately. There's no reason for anyone to be out there. Not that far out. Not that late. I stopped the car. Didn't get closer. The person didn't move. Didn't wave. Didn't react. Just stood there, facing me. Then, they took a step forward. Slow, like they'd been waiting. I threw the car into reverse, backed up fast, tires slipping on the pavement. I looked in the mirror, and my stomach dropped. There was another one behind me. Same distance, same stillness, standing in the road. Now I was boxed in. One in front, one behind, both just standing there. Not moving, not reacting. Then my headlights flickered. Once, twice, and when they came back on, they were closer. Not walking, not running, just closer. Like the distance between us didn't matter. That's when panic hit. I turned the wheel hard and drove off the road. Didn't care, just needed out. The car hit dirt, bounced hard, I kept going until I saw something. A light. A house, sitting alone off the road, one light on inside. I drove straight to it. Didn't think. Just got out and ran to the door. Knocked. Hard. Over and over. The door opened. A man stood there. Middle-aged. Calm. Too calm. Like nothing was wrong. I tried to explain. The road. The people. The GPS. All of it. He didn't interrupt. Didn't react. Just listened. Then he looked past me, out toward the road, and said quietly, "You shouldn't have stopped." I turned immediately, expecting to see them, the ones in the road, but there was nothing there. Just darkness, no figures, no movement, nothing. I turned back to him, told him I needed a phone, that I just needed to call someone. He stepped aside, let me in. The house felt wrong the second I crossed the doorway. Too quiet, no TV, no background noise, no sign of anyone else. I took a few steps inside, and that's when I saw it. Photos all over the wall, dozens of them, different people, different nights, standing in the road, in the dark, in places that looked exactly like where I just was. My chest tightened. I stepped closer, looking at them, trying to understand. Then I felt it, something behind me. I turned. The door was closed, and the man was standing closer than before, closer than he should have been, and then he said it. Calm, like it wasn't the first time. "They always stop. Would you have stayed in that house, or gone back out onto that road?" I knew I shouldn't have pushed it that far. The gas light had been on for at least 20 miles, but the road was empty, and the next town was supposed to be close. That's what I kept telling myself. Just a few more miles. Just make it there. The sky had been dark all night, but it hadn't started raining yet. Just that heavy feeling in the air, like something was waiting. I remember checking the gauge one more time, watching it sit on empty, and thinking I might actually make it. Then the car died. No warning, no sputter, just gone. Engine cut out like someone flipped a switch. The headlights stayed on, but the car rolled to a stop right there in the middle of the road. I tried the key. Nothing. Again. Nothing. That's when the first drop of rain hit the windshield. Then another. Then all at once. The sky opened up. Hard rain. The kind that makes it impossible to see more than a few feet ahead. I sat there for a second, hands on the wheel, trying to figure out what to do. No signal on my phone. Battery already low. No houses. No lights. Nothing but trees and road in both directions. I grabbed the flashlight from the glove box and stepped out. The rain hit immediately. Cold, heavy, loud. Within seconds, I was soaked. I looked down the road both ways. Nothing. No headlights. No movement. Just darkness and rain. I popped the trunk. Checked for anything useful. Nothing. No gas can. No flares. Nothing that was going to help me. That's when I heard it. Low at first, barely noticeable through the rain. An engine, far off, coming from behind me. I turned, strained to see through the storm, and then I saw them. Headlights, high off the ground, coming slow. A truck, big, old, the kind you don't see much anymore. My first thought was relief. Someone was out here. Someone could help. The truck slowed as it got closer, then pulled up beside me, engine rumbling low, window rolled down slowly. The driver leaned out just enough for me to see him. Older guy, maybe late 50s, weathered face, didn't smile, just looked at me. "You all right?" His voice was calm, too calm. "Ran out of gas," I said. He nodded slowly, looked at my car, then back at me. "Ain't nothing out here for miles." I already knew that. "I can take you to the next station," he said. "Closest one's about 20 minutes. I hesitated, just for a second. Something about it didn't feel right, but what choice did I have? Stay there? In the dark? In that storm? I nodded. "Yeah, I'd appreciate that." He unlocked the passenger door. I climbed up into the truck. The inside smelled old, like oil and damp fabric. No music, no radio, just the sound of the engine and rain hitting the metal roof. He pulled back onto the road. Didn't say anything at first, just drove. Slow, steady. I tried to look out the window, but the rain made it hard to see anything. Just flashes of trees, dark shapes moving past. After a minute or two, he spoke. "You from around here?" "No," I said. "Just passing through." He nodded again, didn't ask anything else. Something about the silence felt heavy, like it wasn't normal silence, like it was being held there on purpose. I glanced at the dashboard. No GPS, no phone mount, nothing. Just old gauges and dim lights. Then I noticed something else. The door, the handle on my side. It wasn't there, or at least, not where it should have been. I ran my hand along the panel. Nothing, just smooth metal. I looked over at him. He didn't look back, just kept driving. "That handle's on my side," he said, like he already knew what I was thinking. My stomach tightened. I sat back slowly, trying to stay calm. The road kept going, longer than it should have. 20 minutes passed, then more. Still no lights, no buildings, nothing. "Thought you said it was 20 minutes, I said. He didn't answer right away, just kept driving. Then finally, "Depends which way you're going." That didn't make sense. I looked out the window again, and that's when I saw it. Something in the trees, a shape, standing still, watching, then another, further back, and another. My chest tightened, because I'd seen that before. Different road, different night, same feeling, like you're not supposed to be there. "Who are they?" I asked. He smiled slightly. "Not big, just enough. People who made the same mistake you did." The truck slowed. Not all the way, just enough, like he was deciding something. My heart started pounding. I looked at the door again. No handle, no way out. "Where are we going?" I asked. He finally looked at me, and for the first time, his eyes didn't feel normal. "We're already there." The truck turned off the road, onto dirt, then mud, bouncing hard. I grabbed the seat to steady myself, and then I saw it, through the rain, a clearing, and in the middle of it, cars, dozens of them, parked, abandoned, different makes, different years, all just sitting there, like they'd been left. My chest tightened. "That your car out there?" he asked. I looked, and for a second, I couldn't breathe, because one of them looked just like mine, same color, same shape, sitting there like it had been there for years. The truck stopped, engine still running, rain pouring down. He reached over slowly and unlocked the door. "You can get out now." I didn't move. Didn't trust it. Didn't trust anything. "Go on," he said, "or you can stay." I looked at him, then back at the cars, then back at him again, because I understood something in that moment. No one was coming. No one was finding this place. And if I got out, I might not be leaving. But if I stayed, I already knew what that meant. So let me ask you something. If you were sitting in that truck, and he gave you the choice to get out, would you take your chances in that storm, or stay right where you are?